Hi you guys, welcome back to Psychic Renegade Tarot. My name is Bethany. Tonight I want to highlight and do a true crime reading on the homicide or femicide, Shanquella Robinson. She was murdered last October 29th in Cabo San Lucas. She went on, I'm not going to get into the full details of the case because there's many other creators that have made videos on that. I'm just going to do a brief bio for people that haven't seen it and want to go find more information, and everyone else, if you're here, you probably know the case, so I'm just kind of giving a brief overview for those that don't. While on a trip to Cabo San Lucas with 6 of her friends, they call them the Cabo Six. One of them was her good friend Khalil, and the other 5 were more acquaintances according to reports, but it was supposed to be a vacation. It was supposed to be a happy time. So basically what happened is they arrived in Mexico on the 28th, had a good time. She talked to her mother, Shalonda. Everything was okay. They were playing drinking games and having a private chef cook them dinner. And then the next day around 2 o'clock, there's differing reports. Either one of the 6 or the hotel staff called and asked for a doctor around 2 p.m. stating that Shanquella was non-responsive and had alcohol poisoning. So that's what they initially told the doctors and the cops and Shalonda, Shanquella's mother. What ended up happening is a doctor came to the villa. She tried to help Shanquella, but told the Cabo Six that she needed to go to the hospital, that her condition was worse, and they refused to let her go to the hospital. They said she needed to be treated at the villa. At some point they contacted her mother and let her know that she also had alcohol poisoning, and her mother told them to take her to the hospital, and they lied to her mom and said they couldn't do it because it would cost $5,000, which was a total lie. Her mom found out later. So what ends up happening to Shanquella is they find her unresponsive. The doctor tries to treat her. She ends up having seizures and complications and ends up passing away, sadly, at 5:57 p.m. on October 29th. Then fast forward, the Cabo Six just pack up and take off. They don't really explain themselves. They just leave. They go home and they each spend time visiting the family, and they all have different stories is the problem. What her mother stated, they all had different stories about like where the body was found, how she was acting, some of the details. And the police report corroborated their alcohol poisoning, but when her body was sent to the morgue and an autopsy was done, it was found that she had an atlas luxation, which is a broken neck, and a severe spinal cord injury. You can break your neck and still live, but when it's paired with a spinal cord injury, it's often fatal, which is what happened to her. And so when that autopsy came out, it was apparent to her mother that they lied and something else was going on. And then on top of that, shortly after that, around social media, footage of a fight between Dejanay Jackson, is that her last name? Yeah, Dejanay Jackson and Shanquella. And it was not even a fight. She jumped her. She basically jumped her, and Shanquella wasn't fighting back. There's at least 2 people recording the incident, not intervening, not trying to help her. And it got violent. It was so violent that they broke her neck and injured her spine. If you watch the video, I watched it just for context, but it's disgusting. And so the fact that these people call themselves her friends and they would viciously attack her like this for God knows what reason, we're gonna ask, and then not only not help her, but sit there and record it and almost like mocking her is disgusting. And she was attacked naked. I don't know if she was in the shower or sleeping or changing or what happened, but she was obviously just ambushed, in my opinion. We'll look at that as well. But it's just disgusting. It's just a disgusting display of human behavior. And it's clear to me, her family, and it should be clear to law enforcement, that this was a homicide, and whether intentional or not, these people took her life, didn't stop it, didn't send her to the hospital, didn't save her, didn't help. They knew they did something wrong, and they let it happen, and they let her die. They basically let her lay there and die, which is disgusting. I don't know if they really are stupid enough to think it was alcohol poisoning, or they're just covering up for themselves. There's differing reports on her physical appearance. Some people said you could tell she had been beaten, and some people said she couldn't because it wasn't reported. So there's different reports there. And also there's speculation that one of the girls, not ʀᴇإᴇ<hesitation>, but it might be Elise or Nazir, one of the other girls did try to intervene in the fight, or did try to break it up, according to some of the detectives working on the case, but I'm not sure if that's completely accurate. That's just something I've heard looking into the case. So that's some of the background. It's very touchy and it's very sensitive to the people that care about her. So if you say anything disrespectful, you're immediately going to get deleted. So just don't even try. That's all I have to say, so let's get into this. But I want to get into the reading for those of you that know the case, that have been following it this past year, and that have a heart for the family. Because to this day, there's been no arrests. The difficulty in it is it's an international case. The Mexican police are working on it, and the FBI should be working on it, but I don't know what they're doing. So they need to cooperate, or the FBI needs to hand over what they have to the Mexican police, or vice versa. They need to work together or do something. So they have like the arrest warrants out is what I heard, but they didn't get passed to the US. I don't know. So I'm not sure if ʀᴇإᴇ뾱ᴇ is going to get extradited to Mexico, because she's the one in the video that's actually attacking Shanquella. But also, according to their law, all the people involved or in the room or that had knowledge of it are potentially at fault in this femicide, and because they didn't intervene, and it's like they're part of it. So according to their law, any one of these people involved, the couple six, could do 20 to 50 years. 20 is the minimum sentence on a femicide. So if at least the 3 that were in the room, potentially all 6, I'm not sure what will come out of the investigation, could do 20 years in a Mexican prison, which is insane. But there were talks about an arrest last year, so I really thought that they were going to arrest them really quickly. But when I checked into it, they have not made an arrest yet, which is disgusting. These people are just walking around living their lives, and they killed someone. I mean, I think the one girl is definitely involved, and the other 3 are culpable because they were there. But anyway, that's some of the backstory. I want to get into will there be any arrests? What was the fight actually over? Get into some of the lies that might be involved in the case. Why'd they lie about her alcohol poisoning? Why didn't they send her to the hospital? Why did they just leave her body there and take off back to America? And I don't know if I want to name the Cabo 6, honestly. Part of me feels like I should, because it might pertain to the reading, but part of me doesn't want to give them the attention. But really quickly, it's Khalil Cook, Malik St. Patrick, and Winter Donovan are the males, and then there's Elise Hyatt, ʀᴇإᴇʲᴇ Jackson, which is the one who attacked her, and Nazir Wiggins. And they were at Los Cabos Resort in Los Cabos, Mexico. So, backstory. Why was there tension between the 6 of them? Why was there tension between the 6 of them? And was this a targeted attack? Was this like a pre-planned attack before they even left for the trip? Okay, let's look into the tension. I'm seeing jealousy with the 9 of Cups reversed here, the Hierophant upright, and the 5 of Swords reversed. So honestly, it's just like toxicity. I think in my perspective, how I'm seeing this is they looked up to Shanquella in a way. I know she had really profitable businesses. She had two businesses. One was a hair braiding business and one was a fashion business. And I believe she fronted the money for the trip or the villa, or she paid a huge chunk of it. So this girl was girl bossing. She was fairly young. I think she had just graduated from college recently. She was running businesses. She was living her life, and she was a sweet, sweet person, according to everyone that knew her. And I'm just seeing this as they feel like she gets everything she wants, everything's handed to her. This is like the story of like someone that gets it out the mud and works their butt off for their accomplishments, but then they make some friends during their like glow up season, and the friends become jealous because they didn't see her struggle. They didn't see all the effort she put into building this, and they're just judging her like, oh, this just happened for her overnight. This is so easy for her. It's just pure jealousy, basically. They wanted what she had. With the Hierophant here, I'm seeing this as like Shanquella was a very authentic woman. She spoke her truth. She lived it. It was her character that I'm seeing it as like they're not on the same level. So she was in a higher vibration than these people, and instead of being her supporter and adoring her for her attributes, they hated her for it. They envied her for it. Jealousy started to seed into specifically the women. I don't know if there was any kind of like romantic aspects to this. We'll look into that, but it really just was her like, what's that word? Countenance? It's like her presence, like a Princess Diana. She just had a presence about her, and it was like an energy you can't really mess with. They knew they couldn't talk ish on her character. They knew they couldn't talk ish about her business and they couldn't talk ish about her like relationships and her family. Like, she was a solid woman. There was nothing really to attack. And so it was just, this is just sheer hatred is what I'm seeing. And the Five of Swords, she might have tried to resolve a conflict. So she might have tried to play mediator. Like, she might have tried to put one of them in their place, or say, hey, don't talk like that to your friend, or that's not very polite, or, you know, she might have corrected somebody in a gentle, even way. And I feel like it came from like a good place. Like, she's like, let's all just get along, let's have fun on this trip, like, don't make it about stupid beef. Like, there was some kind of minor conflict or disagreement potentially before the trip. Let's look at this. Potentially before the trip or on, but Shanquella tried to be a mediator, and they didn't like her speaking up. They didn't like her stepping in. I feel like it might be some like old drama between the six of them, as she was kind of the newer party to the group, and they were kind of like, you don't understand, you weren't here, you don't understand the history, the resentment. They're kind of like, know your place, shut up kind of thing is the energy I'm getting, specifically from Dejanay. Was this before or during the trip? Girl, this was before. This was before the trip. And I'm not saying it was premeditated yet. We're gonna look into, but there was some kind of seed of resentment, animosity, jealousy, competitiveness, just negativity, basically, just low vibing negativity BS from one of the women, or all of the women. So they had a problem with her before they left. That's what I'm seeing. They had a problem with her before they left, so don't let them tell you otherwise. It might not be a big problem, but it blew up into a big problem. Let's look at, was this premeditated in any way? Holy Spirit, was this premeditated in any way? Come through and give me the clear messages for this family. Was this premeditated in any way? No. I don't think it was premeditated. I really don't. That's the one thing I'll say in their credit, is I don't think this was a planned attack. Maybe somewhere along the trip it became planned. We'll look at that. But the justice here is saying she's blinded. So it was like there was a potential of danger that Shanquella didn't see, and she didn't see like how the position she was putting herself in. Like, she didn't know that there was this resentment that was going to explode. Things can change. Like, if you're thinking like, how would she not know they didn't like her? People fake, people lie, people BS, people kiss your ass, people are manipulative if they want something. Like, they just wanted to go to Mexico, so they're like, let's just use this girl for her money. Oh my God, is that what they did? So it wasn't a planned attack, but they were kind of using her as a piggy bank. Like, hey, can you front the bill? Can you do this? These people were users, moochers. With the 6 of Cups here, she thought she could trust her friend Khalil. I believe that's the one that she was close to. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. She thought she could trust all of these people. I feel like she felt close to them. Like, they're probably the same age, had a lot of like similarities in culture, all went to the same college, but she felt like she had like this camaraderie with them, like she was on the same page as them, but she was wrong. With the Chariot reversed here, I'm seeing this as like kind of inaction. It wasn't to like go for this kind of attack. It was just, they came around to this. Like, it wasn't, no, I don't think it was a planned attack. I think something exploded on the trip. Right here with the 7 of Wands, this is definitely looking at like a passionate encounter. If you watch the video, I don't recommend it, but if you do watch the video, like, you could tell Dejanay was like pumped up. She was like like she was excited about it. You could tell she was pissed or just pumped up. Like, she was trying to egg her on. She wanted a fucking fight. She wanted this fight. At some point, wherever that happened, we'll look into that, she wanted this fight. Like, she didn't pull back. I didn't see her pull back at all in the footage I saw. There was no like, oh, are you okay? Or let me cool off. Like, she was itching for more. Like, she was like pacing around the room like a freaking bull. Like, it's disgusting to watch. Like, you can tell she's in her ego, the way that she's reacting. It's nasty. But I don't think it was pre-planned before the trip. This was definitely like a crime of passion or reaction. So maybe they got into it on the first day or sometime in the morning. What was the fight over? Let's just ask. What was the fight over? There is speculation that it was from like a drinking game gone wrong or a card game gone wrong, like some kind of stupid anger or jealousy. Let's look though and see. What was the fight about? Okay, the Death card here, the 8 of Pentacles, sorry, 8 of Wands. Okay, so it could have been money too, because I said Pentacles. And the Lovers. And a choice or a plan. I also see that as like a connection. I think Dejanay had some kind of romantic connection to one of the men. And I don't know if Shanquella had history with this man, or they were flirting on the trip, or even making plans. They could have even hooked up. I'm not gonna like speculate that far, but with this energy, it's like a total switch of energy with the Death here. Like, something is ending and something starting new. It's a lot of like forward movement. The Lovers and the 3 of Wands. So a passionate connection and some kind of future planning. Jealousy started from like kind of who Shanquella was as a person and Dejanay comparing herself. And then at some point it became like a romantic jealousy. So I don't know if Shanquella made a move for someone she liked, or that someone, Dejanay, like just had interest in Shanquella. It could have been that innocent. Like she might not have even entertained this. So Dejanay knew this was some kind of justice. Like I feel like if she wasn't meant to be with this partner, or she might do this to other women, like she's a pick-me, she's a man stealer, she's a side hoe. And when she started getting that same energy back, or feeling like she wasn't the first pick or didn't have that advantage, she didn't like it. It might have been over Khalil as well, because I don't know if Khalil and her are romantic, but they were pretty close. So it might have been she was jealous of her friendship with Khalil if she was sweet on him. You understand what I'm saying? The Two of Wands, making quick plans. I feel like someone either got asked out, or they were going to plan a date or plan like an activity or a trip. It could have been just like them connecting over excitement of the trip and what to do. And Dejanay was annoyed that she wasn't the center of attention. Dejanay has some kind of insecurity that goes way beyond this situation. She's very jealous of females in general, and jealous of her romantic partners. She might even be jealous of her friends. This literally could be like a friendship thing. Like she was jealous of the bond she had with Khalil, or maybe connections she made with the other men. I don't even know if this is romantic, is the weird thing. I know the Lover's card is here, but I'm still kind of getting this. It doesn't feel like that serious. It might have been like a hookup or a makeout or a flirtation, or just like joking around. But the Strength reverse here is just a bond was broken, a bond was challenged, or Dejanay realized that like this person was more loyal to Shanquella than her. It's some kind of like competitive jealousy coming here, and I don't know if it's a friendship or romantic type. I'm thinking it could be on a friendship level, but like the girls had romantic feelings, or the guys did, but it wasn't maybe stated, or it might be something innocent like that. Like she got jealous of her, someone having a crush on her, and Dejanay wanted that person, or maybe just how flirtatious and easygoing Shanquella is, and people take to her easily. Something as stupid as that. I feel like alcohol was involved in this. Nine of Swords reverse. So Nine of Swords is kind of like anxiety getting inside your head. Oh shit. So I was thinking this was like she was making plans with maybe one of the men, or that's what got her. But I feel like something snapped in Dejanay's head, and she was like, I can't take this. I don't want to be compared to this person. I don't want to do this. I don't think she planned to kill her. Well, I'll get into that specifically. As far as I know from the footage, she's the only one that laid hands on her, and it's clear from the autopsy that is what killed her. Dejanay murdered her, in my opinion, and the others allowed it to happen, so they're at fault too. It seems pretty clear to me. I don't know if the police are going to find different findings, but with the Three of Wands, taking action to alleviate anxiety, it's like she's like, I'm just going to take care of this problem. I'm going to beat her ass. I'm going to call her out. I'm going to challenge her on this. I don't know if she meant to fight her, but she just was like, what the F, da, 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 da. And it was just like seriously like her only way to attack her was physically. She felt like she just had to do it. She had so much animosity. Shanquella made her feel dumb. I don't know if she made some like offhand comment or random thing, or was literally just like, I feel like she just corrected her or opposed her, maybe during a drinking game or some kind of conversation. It was, oh, that was intentional. Like Dejanay was building up this resentment towards her and like convincing herself in her head that she needed to do something about it. And I don't think Shanquella did any of this. I don't think she meant to. I think she was just being her honest, authentic self, and she speaks her mind. And it's like I'm seeing her kind of like the mother of the group, like she wants everyone to get along. I don't think Dejanay's used to this kind of woman. Like she's used to maybe manipulating it. She felt dumb. It was like Dejanay felt disrespected in some kind of way, or called out, or like Shanquella was like speaking against her or opposing her. Or maybe she gave her some advice she didn't like. It was something kind of honestly stupid, is what I'm seeing. Page of Cups reversed. So she just wanted her to feel the same shame and embarrassment that she felt, and the only way she could do that was physically. She couldn't attack her intellectually, verbally, any of that. She knew the only thing she had on Shanquella was physicality. So she's like, I'm just gonna beat her up, and and if that makes her feel as low as I feel, then that'll make me feel better. It was like a petty thing with the Page of Cups reversed here. Ego attack. It was just literally, I think she was drunk, or had been, I think she had alcohol in her system. Dejanay, let's ask. Did she have alcohol in her system at the time of the fight? Were they all drinking at the time of the fight? Yeah, they were all drinking. They might have been doing other things as well. I'm seeing pills. And they might have even tried to get her more drunk, is what I'm seeing here with the Magician. The manipulation is coming through heavy. She might have tried to even get her drunk to make her more vulnerable to the attack. How come the other 5 didn't intervene? Especially the ones in the room. They felt loyal to each other. Money or financial ties. Maybe these people have businesses together, investments, plans. They may have planned to take some of her money. I don't know if they robbed her. That was part of the story at some point, but I don't know if that's actually true. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if there was any theft involved at all. It was loyalty to each other. King of Pentacles. It's just like a lot of pride. I don't know why money would be more important than someone's life. I don't. Clarify the King of Pentacles here. Clarify the King of Pentacles for me. Why is the King of Pentacles out here? It could be greed. 2 of Wands. There was a disagreement about money. Okay. This is where it came in, or where it started. Let me get one card. And disrespect. Disrespect. So I feel like there was a conversation about how the trip was being paid for, who was paying for activities, who was paying for the food, the alcohol, whatever. There's a lot that goes into planning a trip out of the country, right? So she either got jealous that she couldn't afford what she was supposed to pay in, or she felt like Shanquella was being too bossy about it, perhaps because I think she fronted the money or was a big contributor. There was some kind of parting of ways, like they couldn't reach an agreement about who was supposed to spend what, or maybe one of them couldn't afford it and someone else didn't want to loan them the money. Something like this wasn't agreed upon before they left, or it became an issue on the trip. They didn't step in because they felt obligated in some way, or, which is weird. I don't know. I'm seeing it's just kind of like pride and fear. Like they just, I don't know. Why would you not? I feel like, okay, with the Page of Cups, it's like they didn't want to get in the way of Dejanay. They didn't want this to turn on them. They were afraid of the backlash from the whole group. At some point, it became kind of like group think. Like they all kind of were like, we have to do this or we have to cover this up together. And anyone that had any different ideas about that was too afraid to speak, or they were silenced with the 2 of Wands reversed here. They might have suggested something and someone didn't allow them to step in, or Dejanay might have even lied about the reason she was doing it. Like exaggerated the story here with the Magician. Exaggerated like their emotions about it, like got them amped up. So I feel like Dejanay targeted her in some kind of way. It was like, we need to do this, or she's pissing me off, or I can't believe she said that. I have to pay themselves, or didn't want to intervene. It was just a bunch of, they're being cowards. They're being cowards. That's how I see it. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed, but I want these mother effers to go to prison, so that's why I'm doing this reading. And if the family happens to see this, my condolences. I think this is terrible, and I hope you get your justice. What else do we need to ask? Why was she naked? Was she sleeping there in the shower or what? Why was she naked? I'm just curious about that. She was trying to let loose. I feel like she's such a on top of her game kind of person. She's always doing the right thing. She's always dedicated, diligent, showing up. She just wanted to let her hair down. She just wanted to skinny dip and drink and have fun, and this is so sad. She just honestly was really excited about the trip. I don't know if she was swimming or just letting loose. She was just letting loose. She was being herself. I think her family said she liked to sleep naked, or that was kind of a thing. So I don't know if she was taking a nap or just walking around or whatever. They were talking about skinny dipping in one of the videos posted, so it might have been something like that. Why did they lie about the alcohol poisoning? Why did they lie about the alcohol poisoning and not let her mother, Shalonda, and the doctor that showed up, or the nurse, both said she needed to go to the hospital to be treated, and they lied to the mom, and they basically lied to the doctor too, not telling her she had other injuries, just saying it was alcohol. So I mean, I thought the reason seems obvious to me is they knew they hurt her. Why did they lie? The Empress reversed. They were basically trying to put it on her character, deflecting with the Empress reversed here. They, instead of taking fault, obviously, they were just deflecting and being like, ah, she's just a messy drunk. They were putting it on, trying to put it on her. I think in some kind of stupidity, they really thought they could get away with that. Like, the coroner wouldn't know that they broke her neck. They just really thought they could get away with it, I think. Four of Swords is, in this case, they're kind of panicking is how I'm seeing it. Like, they didn't know what to do, so they didn't really do anything. You can see in one of the footage, the last guy that shows up, I think it was Winter, I forget, Malik or Winter, showed up the day of it happening. And he made this disgusting video. He came up to Shanquella when after she was injured, but before she died. She was like laying in a hammock, or she wasn't okay, and he was like making comments and jokes about, oh, it's the first dead body. Well, she could have been joking about her being drunk, or maybe they told him she was drunk, and so that's just what he thought. Maybe he didn't see the fight. I'm not sure if he arrived before or after the fight. There's conflicting reports on that, but it just rubs people the wrong way, and just sounds really odd that he would even call her dead, and that's literally the day she died. It's I don't know. I'm seeing this as like basically the group knew she wasn't okay and they panicked. With this Three of Swords here and the Magician, they realized they fucked up. They realized this was not going to go well. They realized they were going to get in a lot of trouble. If I move things around on my desk, I'm just OCD, so I'm sorry if I fidget and that annoys you, or I'm sorry. I can't help it sometimes. The Three of Swords and the Magician here. Oh my God. I don't even want to say this, but they weren't thinking about her. Nobody was concerned about Shanquella. Nobody have to do something. Nobody did that. Nobody cared. You know who they were thinking about when this happened? Themselves. They were thinking about themselves. Dejanay probably freaked out the most, I'm sure. I don't know how much the other ones know. Okay, so it was Dejanay and two people in the room when the fight I don't know if the other people knew exactly what happened, saw it happening, heard it happening. I don't know how much they all knew, but at some point They all saw her unresponsive, whether they were like right there or not in the room. They all saw her unresponsive and knew something was wrong and could have stepped in and didn't. I don't know how intoxicated they were this day, but they were only worried about themselves here with the Magician and the Three of Swords. This is like, it's a heartbreak, but it's not like they weren't grieving her. They were afraid for themselves, for their own future, for the consequences. I think this was something that went too far. I do not think they planned to kill her. I will say that. I don't think they did, but they sure did. They did it, and they didn't care, and they didn't stop it, and they didn't try to help her. Like, the way they handled it, if it was a accident, you know, a brutal attack is not an accident, so whatever. Okay, you accidentally killed her, then don't throw her around like a rag doll. What the F, you know? Especially when someone's not fighting back. How can you viciously attack someone that can't even swing back or won't? It's just wrong. She wasn't a violent person. She didn't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. Well, I feel like it's pretty obvious why they left the country. They got scared. And I think the cops corroborated the alcohol poisoning. When they showed up to the scene after she died, I think they just didn't know enough. Maybe the nurse kind of knew, but she just figured the coroner would take care of it. But they just reported what they were told, and that she seemed intoxicated and then passed. So that's what's on the police report, but the autopsy is different. So the autopsy is what caught that her neck was broken and her spine was injured. Okay, let's look into that. Are there going to be arrests? Are they going to catch her? The Fool reversed. Dejanay thinks she can outsmart the police, and she's trying to. She's in hiding. She's hiding her location. She's trying to lay low. She's praying she gets away with it. She's doing all the lying she can. She might like post like wrong locations or false number. I don't know. It's a lot of underhand energy here. Let's just pull this out. Okay, with the 4 or the 5 of Cups reversed, it's funny because the 5 of Cups is a card of disappointment, but there's a silver lining. There's no silver lining here. Like, she knows her days are numbered. Ooh. I would say within 24 is coming out here. Within 24 days, weeks, hopefully not months. Sometimes it takes the judicial system longer to get it together, but there's a lot of conflict over the arrests. There might be just some issues doing it internationally between the 2 agencies. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but they are working on it. With the Queen of Swords, the truth is there. The evidence they have on her is substantial. Hell yeah. Look at the Tower and the 2 of Wands. They're already planning this. Part of her thinks that she might get away with this is also what I'm seeing. Like, she's a little bit hopeful, but she's also like way in her head freaked out because she knows there's no statute of limitations on murder. You kill someone, 40 years later they can throw your ass in jail. So okay, sorry for the interruption. Let me see where I was at. So I was looking at if they're gonna get arrested. So I was saying the police have a lot of evidence on Dejanay, and with the Tower and the 2 of Wands, this is a destruction, calamity, everything going to card. And this is trying to make a strategy, trying to lay out a plan, trying to foresee what you're gonna do, just lay out plans for what you're gonna do in the future. So I'm seeing this as the cops are planning how to conduct these arrests, where to find them, processing the paperwork, coordinating between the American FBI and the Mexican police. That's a definite for me. It's a matter of time. I don't think law enforcement doesn't want to catch the Cabo 6 or any one of them that might be culpable, but I think they're just taking time to gather everything together, and it might be the conflict between the international agencies. So like I said earlier, it will take maybe some more time than normal, but they're already planning this. So this isn't something that's gonna be forgotten. They already, the way she's holding the one wand as well, they already have the target. I think it's obvious by the video footage that I think Dejanay was the one that physically actually caused Shanquella's injuries that led to her death. So I think she's their focus, and they're hoping, let me pull a card. They're hoping it'll be a domino effect and she will talk and give up the others. Seven of Wands reversed. Seven of Wands is like sticking out to the end, like overcoming your will over something difficult. In the reverse, I feel like she's gonna fold. She's gonna give up the others. So they know if they can get her into custody, I think they're planning on her talking and giving them more information about the rest of them. Like they might reduce her sentence if she tells them the actual truth and the whole story and who all was technically at fault. So what else should we ask? Let me see. 2 months to 2 years. Strength reversed. Okay, so it's getting easier. I feel like something is moving along with the strength reversed here. Her family is going to get some kind of encouraging news that this is speeding up. Seven of Swords. So somebody in the investigation is lying or misleading. Okay. Someone involved in the investigation might be lying or covering something up for them. So this is going to be found out. Three of Cups. This is going to be found out. I'm looking at 2 months to 2 years. And hold on, before I say this, let me confirm. I'm looking at this Three of Cups is that there's three main people that are going to be arrested. Once they're arrested, how much time are they going to get? Once they're arrested, how much time they're going to get? In Mexico, a femicide charge is 20 to 50 years. It's a minimum of 20 years. Okay, I'm seeing it as stacked charges. So they're saying it might be like so many years for this and so many years for that, with the 8 and the 5 here. 21 years. 21. So they're gonna at least get the minimum 21 years. How's prison life gonna be for them? The ones that get arrested, how's prison life gonna be for them? Okay, so the Ten of Swords reversed. This is like they're gonna want to die, but no one's gonna kill them. They're just gonna want to die. Like it's gonna be miserable. Ooh, the wardens and everyone is very strict. I don't think they know Spanish. They better brush up on their Spanish now, because they're not gonna know the language. And I think the inmates are going to toy with them and speak in Spanish, and like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, have you ever been to a foreign country where they like to talk in front of you and not translate, and it's just, they're having a private conversation in front of your face? It's gonna be like that. They're gonna be left out of a lot of conversations. People are gonna make fun of them in front of their face, and they won't know unless they learn the language, unless they know Spanish. So they're gonna feel like very, very cold, like it's very strict there, and they're gonna be miserable. Look at this. Three of Swords. The Queen is the coldest, this Queen of Swords is the coldest queen, and she's also more like conniving than the King of Swords. So it's going to be, I mean, they're going to be, I don't know if they're going to be separated into male and female prisons, I'm not sure, but the wardens are not going to be friendly, or the other inmates. And the Ten of Swords reversed. I'm not looking at this as like a good thing. I'm looking at it as they're going to want to die, but I don't think I don't think anyone's going to take them out of their misery. Like, I don't think another inmate is going to kill them. They're just going to have to suffer through their sentence. I mean, they're young. They might still get out later in life. It's just, wow. I don't know why you would do this. I would be so scared to commit any kind of crime in a foreign country. I would never want to go to a foreign prison. That sounds like a nightmare. Lovers. Oh, shit. So they're going to be someone's romantic partner in prison, or they're gonna... So will the truth be known? I want that. Will the truth be known, like the full story? Is the full story going to get confessed? Three of Cups. So I feel like the family will get what they want with the Four of Cups reversed here. Their disappointment will finally be put to rest. They will be given back their power. They will be given the knowledge that they need to know and get the closure that they need to move on with their lives as best as they can without their family member. And the Wheel of Fortune reverse is they might get bribed. One of them is going to get bribed into telling the story. Like maybe they're going to offer him, you'll be in the same prison, or you get lesser time with Three of Cups here. They're going to like offer something. And I'm also seeing this on the flip side as the family's going to celebrate. Not, you know what I mean? Like they're going to celebrate getting justice. They're going to celebrate getting closure. They're going to celebrate these arrests. And it's going to give them some sense of peace, even though they'll never have peace. Having someone ripped out of your life like that, you're never going to get over it. But at least knowing what happened, how it happened, and that justice prevailed helps a little bit. Helps a little bit with the pain. So respectfully, I like to do this and get a message from Shanquella herself if she wants to say anything to her family or friends, or if she has any message for the public. Take this with a grain of salt. Don't receive anything if you don't feel like it's for you. It might be for someone specific that she knew. Shanquella, do you have any messages you want to relay to your family? Is there anything you want to bring through? She said, don't worry. This is the part I'm gonna cry. Damn it. Okay, so if I start crying, just bear through it. I'm sorry. She wants you guys not to worry. She wants you to know that she's holding the family. She's going to try to put you guys back together. With the Three of Pentacles reversed here, it's like a foundation was destroyed. Something was taken from them. Just the sense of their family unit and what they had, and the love and the peace that they once had was ripped from them. With the World here in reverse, they feel like this is never going to change. I feel a lot of sorrow coming through from her family, and she's feeling this from the other side. She's seeing your grief. She knows how it's going. I feel like she's there with you during these times. She can see you cry. She can see you mourn. She sees all the efforts you're putting in to get her justice with the World here. Even though you keep hitting a dead end, she sees this. She sees the frustration. She sees the long days. She sees the nights you can't sleep. She wants you to know that she's there, and she feels your guys' energy, and she's like saying, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna give you peace. So I feel like her spirit is like also visiting law enforcement that's involved, and she won't let them forget about her. She's reminding them to fight for her. Anything else? Yeah, she wants to give you guys peace. She wants to give you rest from this anxiety, from this fear, from this stress, from just the agony of not knowing. Like your mind, I see your guys' minds spinning and just analyzing and trying to put pieces together, but you have missing information and just trying to make sense of a senseless tragedy. she's going to help you find peace with this. The Four of Swords is about rest. So she's going to help you, her family and friends, find peace. Clarify the Three of Pentacles reverse. Clarify the Three of Pentacles reverse. Oh, you see how when I was talking about the arrest, the Seven of Swords came out, and now it's coming out reverse. She's going to identify someone that's misleading this investigation, or that gave false information. It could just be how they lied and said she had alcohol poisoning, or it could be something else, like a detail that was misconstrued or something. There's something that they're going to try to lie about, but it's going to get found out. So don't worry. If someone is trying to lie or cover some aspect of this up, it's going to come to the light, is what she's saying. Ooh, the World reversed by the Death reversed. They're not going to get away. They're not going to get away with this. With the Death, it's like a rebirth, but in the reverse, it's like they're going to be stuck in this. They're going to have to face this. They're going to pay for this. So if it's burdening your soul and your heart that they're just walking free and living their lives, she's going to make them pay for this. It's not going to be for long. I feel like 2 years max, you'll have an arrest or a sentencing. I know that sounds like a long time, but some cold cases go a lot longer than that. So I feel like within 2 years, something significant will happen. An arrest or the case will be broken. She's saying just hang tight. Like, do what you're doing. Advocate if it makes you feel better, if it puts you at ease. Talk about her. Remember her. It's like, but just rest. Like, don't feel like this is all on you. There's people who care that will speak about this. There's people that will carry her message. She's working with law enforcement, her spirit. I feel like she's fighting for herself. I don't know. It's like her personality and her tenacity and how she went after things in this life. She's not changed. She's carrying that to the afterlife. She's not going to let this go. She's not going to give up. In fact, this is like, if this is the last thing I do, I'm going to make this right. There's a really good detective on this. Someone involved is very smart, has connections, knows what they're doing, and is going to bring this justice to your family. There's a lead FBI agent or a lead detective, potentially both. They're working together. They're cooperating. This person's even praying for this. With the eyes closed here, this person is like, I feel like someone that can help her directly involved is very into the case. Like, they couldn't forget about it. They couldn't let it go. Then they're not going to. Like, she's partnering with people in the system that care. And she's reaching out to people that can be a voice for your family and that can do something about this. So I feel like this is mainly coming to her close family and also her friends, but she's just like, I got this. Don't worry about it. You guys have done enough. She's like saying, you've done enough. Try not to cry. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say? Is there anything else you want to say? 10 of Cups reversed, 3 of Cups reversed, and 8 of Wands reversed. She feels robbed. She feels robbed of her family and her joy and her life and her future. She feels like she was ripped away from the people she cared about before she could say goodbye. With the 10 of Cups here, she wishes she could have said goodbye. And she's heartbroken to know that this is a finality, that there's no coming back from this. She didn't want to die. She didn't want to go. She wasn't ready with the 3 Cups here. She wants to be with you guys, and I feel like her spirit will hold on. So if you miss her, she's around you. Her spirit is not letting go of who she cares about. Her spirit is like walking with you guys in your grief. She didn't expect this. I don't think she saw it coming. She didn't expect this, and she knows it's coming. I feel like she's trying to apologize. Did one of you warn her about these friends with the Three of Cups reversed? I feel like one of her family members warned her about these friends. And it's like with the Eight of Wands reversed here, she's like saying you were right. Like, I should have taken action. I should have listened, and now look what happened. Okay, a couple more cards, a couple more cards. I don't want to say anything else. Three of Cups reversed again. Pain of grief is you have love for someone and you can't give it. You can't show it. It's ripped from you. So that's how I'm seeing the Nine of Cups in this case. She feels robbed. She feels ripped away from her family and everyone she cared about, and her future and her passions and just everything. And it's really painful for her to deal with that. And I feel like she's mourning with you. I feel like when you cry, she cries. She's there with you. With the Five of Cups here, she never wanted this in a million years. She's not the kind of person that would ever unalive themselves or give up on herself or give up on her family and her dreams. So to have her life robbed from her is just like it's a huge thing to her, because she had a lot to live for. She was so full of life. She had goals, and it's not like she is the kind of person that would want to be taken out or not really care or had any kind of depression. Like, she loved life. She wanted her life. She enjoyed her life. She was happy and content and loved the people around her. So she feels just heartbroken. With the Two of Cups upright here, I feel like she's saying she wants to make this right. Like, I know there's no way to make it right, but it's like she's working to bring closure to you guys. And the Three of Cups reversed again. I'm just getting three. I think three of them are more at fault than the other three. And I'm guessing it's the two people that were filming and Dejanay. So she feels like these three people targeted her or allowed this or robbed her of reuniting with her family and her joy and her friends and her life. It's like she's saying her future was taken by these three people. With the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords here, it's like shit talking. Like, she's taunting them. So if you feel like they're living their best life, they're not. If they're partying, it's to get away from this guilt. It's to get away. I feel like she's haunting all of them. The Three of Swords, like, she will not stop until they feel this pain, until they realize what they've done, until they take accountability for what they've done. And I'll leave that up to law enforcement, but she's not going to stop until they feel it karmically. She's going to make sure they feel the pain that they caused her, that they caused her family, that they caused anyone that cared about her, and the fact that she lost her life, her businesses, like everything that ever meant anything to her. So yeah, it's like she won't rest until they feel the same level of pain. And that goes for all of them. Yeah, she's not going to let it go. She's not going to let them get away with it. So I just feel like she keeps repeating that. She's not going to let them get away with it. Okay. Closing message. Do you have a closing message? Do you have any closing messages? Thank you for your support. Like, literally. She's very sweet. She's like, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for me. Thank you for not forgetting what happened to me. Thank you for caring. Thank you for supporting my family. Thank you for supporting the investigation. And she's telling people again, like, not to worry. Like, this is going to be planned out. I think some people advocating for her don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, there's movement. So with the Eight of Cups, they're not going to get away with this. Eight of Cups reversed. They're not going to get away with this. So don't worry. That's coming through again. She's going to stick around until this gets solved and make sure it gets solved. I really get 2 to 8 months. I don't think it's going to be 2 years. I'm getting 2 to 8 months. There's going to be a significant movement in the case. Something's going to happen. I feel like an arrest. I don't know if the trial will be set, but I feel like within 2 to 8 months, they're going to extradite for an arrest. She's saying the time that you've put into this isn't for nothing. If you feel like you've hit a wall, or if this case has impacted you at all, she's saying thank you for the time that anyone has taken to care about this, and also it's not for nothing. This is going to be very public. These arrests and this trial are going to be very public. I feel like this is going to be something people will watch, or there's going to be a lot of media about the updates of it. And she's saying thank you. It's like she can see people all around the world that are following this case and following any updates, and she's like, she's so sweet. She's like thanking you guys for caring. She's thanking you for remembering her. She's thanking you for speaking up for her when she can't speak for herself, on her team, on her side, and you guys are working together from different realms, whether you can see it or not, whether you can sense her there or not. She notices, and she's seeing the people that have worked on this, that are working for her, that are fighting for her. And she wants to say thank you with the World card here. It's like you guys are restoring her faith in humanity. Like, what was taken from her can never be undone, sadly, but she's saying there's still good people out there, and just seeing how much people care, even people that never knew her. It's like restoring something that was like, a part of her died when they murdered her, and she just felt so attacked and so worthless, and so like how could they do this, and how could they treat her life like it was so meaningless, and like just something they could toss away over like some stupid fight or some stupid jealousy, just something minor. And she feels like seeing that her family and the rest of the world cares. It's like making her feel connected to the collective, making her feel there are good people still out there. And I don't know, it's just, she's so grateful. I'm getting this is like, she's so grateful. She just keeps saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, thank you for not giving up on me. Aw, the star. Aw. What? Okay, this is her energy, and also I'm saying it's like, I don't know if this is scientific or whatever, but she's saying like spirits become stars. Like, she's going to become a star. She's going to shine brighter than ever. She's going to watch over you from the heavens. Like, literally, like Lion King. Like, that's true. She's saying we become stars. Everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this true crime. I'm going to link the GoFundMe for her family. I'm going to link any links that are helpful for this case. Please share, please like, please subscribe if you want more true crime. Comment down below if you knew her, if you've seen this story, who do you think's at fault. Any input you want to add is great. Just please be respectful. This is a real person in someone's life, and it's still an ongoing case, so keep that in mind. But yeah, just thank you for watching. I do these for closure, for the families, for anyone that's curious, that just needs, I don't know, an insight into it. That's all I have to say, you guys. Thank you for spending time on my channel, and have a good night.